In this video, we're going to discuss night vision. So this actually came as a viewer request, so thank you for that. There's actually a couple of requests in one, and that's okay. I'll get to that soon, but I'm going to start with night vision. We have a little table here. We're in a kind of a dark tunnel, and there's a table here with some gear on it. So we're just going to go ahead and collect this gear. I'm going to pick up the night vision goggles and the shotgun. Looks like some extra ammo. We're probably going to need that. So if we go into the tunnel, you can see it's awfully dark. Kind of hard to tell what's going on in there. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to press N, and that's going to turn on our night vision goggles. So we can see a couple things happening right away. We can see the HUD showing up above the screen or over the screen, and that's giving us that kind of in the goggles view. We have a compass there at the very bottom. This is navigation compass, and right now we're facing due south. And there's some instruction text at the very bottom of the screen. It says hold B and use the wheel mouse to zoom. So I'm holding B, and there's my magnification factor. I can go all the way up to 30, or I can come back down. Okay, so we can zoom in with our goggles. We also have the instructions of in for on, and that's a Q. It looks like an O, but it's a Q for off. So I'm just going to turn it back on. All right. So let's explore, because we can see that there's some things going on in this tunnel. This tunnel may not be very friendly. That's probably why the shotgun is here. All right. First enemy down. There's another one. He doesn't seem too concerned. Oh, who's a decoy? Okay. Okay. He is not concerned at all. He's just in his own world. That's great. It gives me time to reload. Appreciate that. Thank you. Down he goes. So it's kind of neat. Also, you can see the bullet holes really well in the. See, it has that kind of green look about it. I thought that was really neat. So let's take a look and see how this behavior works. So we can see that it's applied to these goggles. These goggles are included in Max, so you can use those or whatever you like. We have some prompt text, E to pick up. This is the text, the usage text that appear to the very bottom of the screen. I would recommend just leaving that as it is, because it is part of the functionality of the script. In order to change that, you'd have to change the script itself, so that let's suppose you wanted it to be the A key instead of the B key. You'd have to go into the script and change that wherever it is. I suppose you could do that, but I'd probably leave that as it is. We have the zoom amount, and so we have the min zoom and the max zoom, right? And so you remember I was able to zoom as far as 30. I could set that to 60 if I wanted to, and it would continue to zoom closer and closer. I've not experimented with this to see what the total maximum is. Like set it to 1,000, see what happens. I haven't done that. I would encourage you to do so. The zoom speed is just how fast is it going to zoom in and out. Be really careful with this one, because we want to be careful not to set something such that it's going to make somebody ill. So just bear that in mind. Keep your user, your player in mind when you're setting these things up. Don't make them sick. We have the readout X and the readout Y. So what is that? That's the coordinates for the readout on the screen. So if we change this, if we change the X, it's going to move the readout to the left or the right. If we change the Y, it's going to move it up or down. So where that is positioned on the screen. Compass on or off. So we had a compass. We could tell it we were facing south initially. We could turn that off. And in a game like this actually is a maze that I created in here. And so in a game like this, maybe I want to turn it off. Maybe I want to make it harder and turn it off. So that I have to kind of, fight my way through the maze and get to the end. So we could do that. Compass position. It's either going to be at the bottom or it's going to be at the top. We have the image that we're using for the overlay, the HUD. You can make your own for that, or you could use this default one, whichever you prefer. The exposure. The larger this number is, the brighter the green is going to be. So just as a example, I'm going to set that to double. Let's set it to 6. And we'll go ahead and start the game again. Okay. Pick that up, turn it on. Oops, that's the flashlight. There we go. So much, much brighter. Not quite as scary. So I don't know. I liked it better at 3. You dial that in, make it suit your game. If you're like in a big outside environment, maybe that's better. Or maybe there's just not a lot of light, ambient light going on, so you need the extra exposure. So whatever suits your game best. Okay. And then I think that's the only thing left is a sound slot. So again, we're just going to read what it says here. So there's a sound for picking it up, and there's a sound for wearing or removing it. So when you toggle it on or off, you can have a different sound effect for that as well. But that's it. That's night vision. I hope that helps and answered all your questions. If not, leave it in the comments and I'll try to follow up with you. But thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything new, please be sure to click the like button below. And if you're new here, welcome. I'd love to have you stick around. Click the subscribe button. That's going to build the channel up and get it out to more people, because we really want Max to shine and be available to more and more users. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.